It was 1 a.m. in the morning when I heard it. Bang! Bang! And then, silence, like the world itself was standing still from what just happened. March 28th, 2019. The date burnt into my brain like an invisible tattoo. It was the day that changed everything. I was suddenly woken up by the front door being slammed shut and my brother's heavy footsteps. As he was coming up the stairs, I heard my mom asking, "Where have you been? It's almost 12 a.m. So I cracked open my door a little to see my mom standing in the hallway. "I was with my friends at the movies, Mom, relax," my brother responded. "You can't be coming home so late without letting me know. You know it's not on." My brother never took my mom seriously and just rolled his eyes and went into his room. I could see that my mom was hurt by his reaction and quietly walked back into her room. I felt bad for her because my brother was always harsh, and sometimes I wished that they would just get along. As I was closing my door, I could hear my brother rummaging around in his room. It was pretty late, so I wondered what he was looking for, but I didn't dwell on it and thought that maybe we just all needed some sleep. A little while later, my brother slammed open my door and turned on all the lights. I didn't have any glasses on, so I couldn't see him properly, so I asked him what he was doing. He told me that it was nothing and to go back to sleep. But as my brother spoke, I noticed an object that was large and black on his right side. I couldn't really make it out properly, so I let it go. But something about the situation felt wrong. Suddenly, my brother turned towards my bed and stood there, just staring at me. It was like he was paralyzed. I didn't understand what was going on and was about to ask him when my brother started whispering, "I'm going crazy. Crazy. Did you hear that?" I grabbed my glasses and stared at my brother hammering on the walls. My mom came running out of her room. "What is wrong with you?" He answered, "I'm on something, Mom. Leave me alone." While my mom and brother didn't always see eye to eye, his actions this time were different. He was different, and my mom could feel it too. She stood there, stunned for a moment before saying, "Honey, go to bed. We'll talk about this in the morning, but you need to just go to bed." But instead of going back to his room, my brother headed downstairs with my mom trailing after him. I got a really bad feeling about this, but tried to calm my nerves, when suddenly I heard loud noises that sounded like my mom and brother were arguing, except I couldn't work out what they were saying. At first, I thought someone had broken into our house and my brother was trying to see who it was to protect us from them. But when I heard my mom's spine-chilling shrieks, I knew something was very, very wrong. I ran downstairs, where I saw my brother aiming at my mom while she stood there, frozen. But in the next moment, they were on the floor with my mom struggling to gain control over my brother. I was so shaken up, but I knew I had to hide. So I ran behind the kitchen door to make sure my brother didn't know I was there. When he started to talk as if he was 5 years old, mumbling and laughing. My brother was acting so strange. It wasn't normal. It was like he had become possessed. The pit in my stomach grew deeper, and I started to shake and hyperventilate. I didn't know what to do. But I knew I couldn't make any noise. I had to stay hidden, so I covered my mouth and tried to relax. While my mom spoke to my brother as if he was a little child to try and get him to put it down. "That seems really heavy. Why don't you give me that and we can go eat something yummy?" "No! I don't want to! It's mine!" My brother brought it closer to his chest. My mom tried to disarm him when she tripped and almost fell, snapping my brother out of his childlike phase. He started shouting and pointing at my mom. "You want to take me away, don't you? I won't let you." For a second, my mom stood still, trying to figure out how to calm my brother down. "Everything is okay. I only tripped, honey. It's me. It's your mom." She tried to reach out towards my brother, begging him to put it down, but he only got more and more agitated. It wasn't working. My mom was losing control of the situation. In a split second, everything changed. My mom knew that something bad was about to happen, and the only thought she had in her mind was me, her daughter. She looked at me and whispered, "Run!" and headed towards the staircase, but before she could make it, 2 loud bangs went off. One hit her upper torso, and the other hit the garage door. My mom fell to the ground, breathing with difficulty. I couldn't move. I was frozen on the spot, and all I could do was stare at my mom's hands reaching out for my brother. What did he just do? The noise set off the fire alarm. I started regaining my senses, and pure adrenaline kicked in. I didn't care that he was armed. He was my brother, and I needed to snap him out of this. I ran towards him and grabbed him by the shirt, shaking him as I wailed. What did you do? What have you done? Snap out of this, please. But he just stared at me as if he had seen a ghost. His eyes were cold. Who was this person in front of me? He let out a loud screech before pushing me away and running out of the front door. I rushed to my mom, praying and hoping that she would still be breathing. Mom, please hold on. I'll be back, just please, hold on. I ran to lock all the doors and windows and grabbed the home phone. I started to hyperventilate, but I knew I didn't have much time. I needed to call 911 now. I prayed that they would answer soon, and luckily they did. As soon as they answered, I started telling them what had happened in an uncontrollably shaky voice. The operator said that help was on its way, I just needed to stay on the line. So, I tried to calm my nerves when I heard another loud bang go off outside. I went to check out my window and saw my brother running away from the police. I didn't know what to do. My poor brother. I wanted to help him, but I also wanted him to be stopped. My mom laid on the ground, holding on for dear life. I couldn't help but be torn between deep loathing for what my brother did to her and being extremely worried for his life. Finally, the police got him to the ground and had him in handcuffs. I ran outside and shouted, "My mom, please! She needs help!" The paramedics ran straight towards my house, and for a second, I thought that everything would be okay. But it wasn't. I heard my mom whispering my name, asking for me. I knelt down next to her, trying to cover her wound, telling her to hold on, that help was here and that she would be okay. But my mom couldn't hold on any longer and started going into a cardiac arrest. I didn't know what to do. The paramedics came rushing in and took over. They gave my mom CPR, hoping to restart her heart, but it was already too late. She had lost too much, and her pulse stopped beating. They tried to do everything they could, but there was nothing else that they could do. I had lost my mom and my home. I was all alone. Luckily, my brother was taken into custody without getting hurt. I was also questioned by the police, but I couldn't answer them properly. All I could do was sit there, broken down with the realization that I had lost everything. My brother made an unforgivable mistake that had cost us our family, and because of him, I'll never get to see my mom smile again or wake up to the smell of her cooking in the morning. The image of her on the floor was stained in my brain. I didn't know how to feel. The more I thought about it, the more hysterical I was becoming. I had no one left but myself. I wrapped my arms around my chest and teared up for hours. After that night, my life became a complete chaos, and even though it has been a few months since the incident, I am still reeling from my loss. My mom was the most important person in my life. Sometimes when I'm alone and I close my eyes, I see her body on the ground, laying there with no trace of life left. It haunts me that I couldn't save her, or even get to say goodbye. I wish I had told her that I loved her more and how thankful I was to have her in my life. She didn't deserve any of this. She was a good mom. As for my brother, he was charged for my mother's passing and is currently getting treatment at Glen Helen Rehabilitation Center. While I now live with my aunt, I am thankful to have her, but I still miss my mom so much. I haven't visited my brother yet, and I don't know if I will. For now, I'm just trying to get through my grief, but hopefully one day, I will be able to face him. So please, never take things that you are unsure about, especially if you don't know the side effects of these substances. Do not make the same mistake as my brother. You never know the consequences of your actions until it's too late.